Welcome to Offbeat Frontiers, presented by KMFA Classical 89.5 Austin. Offbeat Frontiers brings you conversations with creators pushing the boundaries of the new music and indie classical art scene of Austin, Texas. I'm your host, Jess Griggs. Welcome to Offbeat Frontiers Holiday Edition. Today we're at KMFA Studios, your home for the holidays. And today we're talking with Carolyn Trowbridge and Graham Reynolds about ruining the holidays, along with some holiday hot takes from KMFA staff. I hope you enjoy. Graham, when did you know you wanted to ruin the holidays?
I always loved the holidays growing up. It was, I liked my family and I enjoyed seeing people. I liked presents. I liked giving presents, the whole thing. But I grew up in the Northeast. I was down in Texas, so I had to figure out my own traditions without family. And so making a Christmas tree out of junk and messing with the material, the excessively cheerful tunes and changing those into something that was more fun for me and the band. And it started having little seeds as soon as I was here in Austin, I'd say.
And how did that morph into what is now Graham Reynolds Ruins the Holidays?
The Long Center approached us, or maybe we approached them, I don't remember, about doing a holiday show. And that gave us a bit of a bigger budget and a little more solidity in terms of resources, so it just expanded the band. And each year I try to mix it up slightly while hanging on to things. So holiday things or tradition is part of what makes it great. So finding that balance point between feeling like its own little tradition, but not getting stale.
And Caroline, how did you get roped into this destruction?
Ooh, good question. Well, Graham reached out to me and invited me to ruin the holidays with them, and I was like, yeah, anything Graham asked me to do, I'm all in.
Chad, hello.
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm Chad.
What do you do here, Chad?
I work at the front desk.
Chad, are you a Grinch or are you a fan of the holidays?
A Grinch. But honestly, the holidays are my favorite time of year, so I'm a little bit of both.
I like the dichotomy. Why the dichotomy?
It's just how I like to live.
Hello. This is an extra for Offbeat Frontiers, our holiday edition.
Oh, holiday edition. Hello.
Are you a Grinch or do you dig the holidays?
Oh, dig the holidays. Big time.
Hey, Maverick. Who are you? Maverick, do you like Christmas? I'll stop torturing you. You just need pets. Is there a song that you're really excited about destroying, ruining, changing into a minor key?
I don't know. Well, one of my favorite Christmas songs is Somewhere in My Memory.
Okay.
So,
From Home Alone?
Home Alone.
Yeah.
So that might be a cool one.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to put that on the potential list.
Doing programming right here live.
It has to be something that most of the audience will recognize a fragment of, or weaving it into something they do, and it's like a little hidden thing for people who have watched Home Alone a bunch of times and remember that song.
You can bring your kids out for the children's choir. Yeah. So, is ruining the holidays simply about playing Christmas and holiday tunes in a minor key, or is it about embodying a certain Grinchy spirit?
I think a little bit of both. If I listen to Vivaldi, I listen to the major key stuff, I'm like, eh. And I listen to the minor key stuff, I'm like, hey, this dude's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so, it just correlates that, you hear a lot of Mozart and is very highly skilled, and then you watch Amadeus, and you're like, it seems like he wrote only in minor keys when you watch Amadeus, and that movie was hugely popular.
Yeah.
And it's not nearly as cheerful as most of his music tends to be. So that sort of playful destruction was something I was interested in. I always liked growing up, like games with or tackling or things that were rough, and it's not very good for your brain. But bashing on the piano is not doing anything bad to my brain. So I get a joy out of that and try to share that way.
What's like the most underrated Christmas tune in your opinion?
Ooh, wow, that's a loaded question. It's got to be something off of one of the 4 Barry Manilow Christmas albums.
The 12 Days of Christmas is my favorite Christmas song. Like the mystique of these gifts and its origin.
12 Days of Christmas, don't love it, but I love to sing it. Just testing the memory and one's breath.
I used to think that a partridge was like soup. And when I say used to, I mean like until a couple of years ago. Something that made me think it was like in a tree and it was hanging and like cooking or something. I have that image still in my head and I can't change it. So I think that's like a really funny one.
A crock pot of soup in a pine tree. I love that part. Yeah. And is there a tune that you particularly enjoy playfully destroying or making it bop?
The easiest one maybe is Jingle Bells, because you go dun 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 and everybody knows it. So you can do it on just about anything. You could do it on a tom, you could do it on any instrument really, tonal or not. And so that gives you a lot of freedom to play with it.
Sure.
Because if the audience recognizes a motif, then you can start manipulating that motif and doing things with it. The only one that I really don't destroy is Silent Night, because I think it's beautiful.
Okay.
And I don't really want to destroy that one. I really enjoy playing it delicately and in its, its regular key. And so I have the side of me that likes that, and it's beautiful without being excessively cheerful, or it doesn't have a forced cheerfulness to it.
You think there's a lot of forced cheerfulness in most holiday tunes?
I guess yes. It can be so commercialized, where and you don't start hearing pre-Halloween the Christmas music coming out of store speakers because the stores are feeling particularly cheerful.
Yeah.
They're just like the period of time where they're trying to sell stuff, because it's an important period of time for commerce to make a good percentage of their, and so that I think we start associating those songs with commercial efforts more, because we've hear it for months before the holiday, rather than a couple days with family or one day with family. Sure. And so that's where I think the forcedness comes. It's in all advertisements, it's in the mall, it's in everywhere you go that's trying to sell you stuff. And so they're trying to still dig into the tradition, but disassociate it from the act of commerce.
Absolutely. Yeah. Late stage capitalism. Cut that out. A musical hot take. If you could take one Christmas tune out of rotation for good, what would it be?
Only one?
Only one.
The Little Drummer Boy.
Little Drummer Boy. It's the most basic Christmas song ever.
I get a little itchy when I hear White Christmas. That's not so much my scene.
I really don't like I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. It's unrealistic.
What's the Mariah Carey one?
Oh, well, I've got plenty of those. All I Want for Christmas?
Yeah, that's the one for me. Finally just had to institute a ban in the household.
For both of y'all, what is the worst Christmas tune and why is it Silver Bells? No, but for real, like what is the worst Christmas tune in your opinion?
Well, I have to admit, I love all Christmas, and I could listen to Christmas all year. So even Mariah Carey, I have great memories of my childhood of that song. So
I mean, Mariah Carey like slaps. Though.
Yeah.
I think the one that's hardest for me to do, I think, is something like Jingle Bell Rock, which has sort of a period funness to the original recording, but I've never been able to figure out a way to either play it straight up or to ruin it that didn't feel lame.
Real question is, Jack, which Christmas tree do you think is the best? So we have this Christmas tree. I like the pop of red with the icy blue. So we have this guy. It's like a little shorty. So Christmas tree number 2, KMFA, has some notes on it. Yeah, it's like a Christmas tree my grandmother would make, you know? Very classic, sans the electric guitar. Not particularly classical, but good enough. It's very, what is it, Reich? Electric counterpoint. I think this is the classiest, actually. You know, there's like a gradient with the ornaments. All right, now that you've seen all the Christmas trees, what's your favorite, Jack?
I think the large conference room.
Understated large conference room tree with the electric guitar. I love that. Caroline, as a percussionist, what is your opinion on the proliferation of sleigh bells and holiday tunes?
Well, again, I love all Christmas stuff. So I say sleigh bells all the way.
Sleigh bells all the way.
And I could play Sleigh Ride. As a percussionist, I've played every single part on Sleigh Ride multiple times, and I could continue to do it all the time.
Is there a favorite part in Sleigh Ride?
Probably the tempo blocks.
Okay, yeah. the horse clapping.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about wanting to be a Foley artist. So
yes,
that's very, in line with that.
Yeah.
I love that. So this tradition's been going on for a while. I believe it said 7 years on the blurb. How has the playful ruination of the holidays grown over the years, and what can people expect this year?
The band has gotten a little bit bigger. It fluctuates a little bit, and I try not to make the exact same every time, but it's roughly a string section, a horn section, a rhythm section, and then a special guest. I try to make it its own tradition, so I took the first one as a model and let it sort of slowly evolve, where tunes get dropped, tunes get added, and I've been working on a Peanut Gun, Henry Mancini influenced Deck the Halls, which we've never done before. So that'll be new. And Alexis Buffum, the violinist, as the past year or two has had a looping pedal. Okay. And I've got some loopers as well, which we didn't have before. So like a pedal board thing, and I get a feed of the strings that I can transform them. So I've got an octave pedal which can take any of the strings and make them an octave down, 2 octaves down, an octave up, or 2 octaves up. So the one player sounds like they're playing 5 notes. So having fun with things like that and just slowly transforming things without losing what made it work in the first place. I'm curious, how have you always loved Christmas? What are the roots of that, and what are your Christmas traditions that you love?
I think so. So growing up, I grew up overseas. So I grew up in Prague, where it was a very magical city in early 90s. And I remember it being snowy, and we would go on Charles Bridge and, see all the Christmas stuff, and Saint Nick and the devil would be running around, either giving you an orange or putting coal in your back pocket or something. And then when I was 11, we lived in Norway, also a very magical place in the winter. And I just have very fond memories of, these wintry places.
So you had regular white Christmases.
Regular white Christmas, yeah. And I remember as a kid we would come to Texas to visit our family for Christmas, and it was just so sad that there was no snow.
And have you borrowed any of those Czech or Norwegian traditions and incorporated them into your celebration?
That's a good question. Not as much, but maybe since I have a family, we should start doing those things. In Czech Republic, it's a tradition to buy a carp and put it in your bathtub until Christmas, and then you cook it for Christmas. A live carp. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So you go to the market, you buy the carp, and then...
Did you ever get attached to the carp?
And we never got a carp.
Oh, okay.
But maybe this is a tradition. I need to start.
Wow.
Maybe. I was about to say you could just chase your children around and pretend that you're the devil.
And no baths allowed until the carp is eaten.
Or you have to bathe with the carp.
With the carp.
Yeah. There you
the
go.
Poor carp.
All right.
Yeah. If folks want to ruin the holidays with y'all this year, where can they go and where are you doing that?
The show is at the Long Center, so I think it's longcenter.org, and you get tickets for December 6th or 7th. And the first show is when we're all fresh and no one's seen this year's version, and the second show is when we're all warmed up. So there's the advantage to each of them. But yeah, come help us ruin the holidays.
Do you have anything that you want to say to the good people of YouTube for the holidays?
Let's all do our best to ruin the holidays.
Happy holidays and go Jingle Bells.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. God bless everyone. All of us. Every single one.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Hold your family close and reflect on all the good that we have.
Just hope you enjoy listening to KMFA for the holidays. We are the home for the holidays, and you know it. So we hope you tune in and have a great Christmas.
Well, I think we have a bit of an unfair advantage with Christmas music. We have 1,000 years of amazing Christmas music with no repeats. So keep it on KMFA.
Right.
You're home for the holidays. All right. Thanks, guys. That's great.